This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace.
Last year, I went through many different life changes. I needed to take a pause and examine how I was feeling in the inside to better show up for the ones who need me to be my best version of myself.
When you're navigating life's changes, Talkspace can help. Talkspace is the #1 rated online therapy, bringing you professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatry providers that you can access anytime, anywhere.
Living a busy life, navigating a long-distance relationship, becoming a first-step father, Talkspace made all of those journeys possible. I could speak with my therapist in the office. I could speak with my therapist in the comfort of my home. I was never alone.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Hey!
This is JJ and Alex.
I made a name for myself. I told you I won't be denied.
As you wrap up your day, it's time to get your fix of the teams you live for and the sports you love. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome on in. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Happy Friday to you all. When you hear that song, you know who's here. Steven Sylvester. Wearing his sunglasses. Not at night, during the day. Not outside, inside. But he is wearing those sunglasses.
Always got to keep my cool.
Good vibe. Good vibe today. Love that.
Man, I just feel like I have a lip sync performance I could just put on through that song.
We've got cameras. You're more than welcome.
Oh, nobody wants to see that.
I think they do.
No, you just imagine yourself just pumping, boom, boom. Just get the heart racing. Old, early 90s movies, and you just great vibes all the time with that song. All the time.
Classic 80s song.
Yes, it is.
Classic 80s vibe. Best way to start the show today. We're going to get you ready for the weekend. And what a weekend it is. It's Masters weekend.
It's April, baby.
If you're a Mammoth fan, getting ready for the playoffs. If you're an NFL fan, there's stuff going on. There was just a trade in the NFL. Dontavian Wicks from the Packers to the Eagles. Not sure what that means for a star receiver in Philadelphia, but we'll have to pay attention to that in the next month. Could see some drama there.
Well, I mean, there's been drama. There's been drama there.
I don't know that A.J. Brown's going to be an Eagle by the time the season starts, but we will see. Yeah, you always love having this debate about April versus October being the best sports months.
And I talk about it because there's so many things to talk about.
There is.
Right? As far as the universal sports, I'm not just talking about the power sports. Of course, we know the power sports are great for October, but as far as the plethora of sports going on right now, I think it's at its peak right here in the early spring. And so, this is just awesome. I went to the Mammoth game last night, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. The crowd was awesome. The team was dominant. Everything that you wanted in a performance, in clinching to go to the playoffs is exactly what you wanted in last night. And then, of course, like you said, you got the Masters going on. You got all these things going on. April's just jam-packed with excitement.
You were there last night at the game. The Jumbotron caught you, and you delivered on an adult beverage.
Oh, yes. I said I was going to do that.
I said you had a nice shoe. I said you need to do a shoey. We said it on the radio yesterday. I had no idea that was going to happen. I had no idea you were actually going to get on the video board, and it happened.
I kind of panicked.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
It was last second. I'm like, oh crap, I'm on the jumbotron. What do I do? Oh crap, I got my shoe down there. Oh, I can't pour. You got to go fast. And so as soon as I went fast, I'm just like, I got this in my hand. Let's do it. It's great.
And you did it. Wasn't a shoe, but it was all right. You nailed it. Great performance by you. Even better performance by the Mammoth. Great night last night. A lot of things to be excited about. Before we get to the Mammoth, let me update you on the Masters leaderboard. We're going to talk to Brian Taylor. BT will join us from Real Golf Radio here shortly. But Rory McIlroy is still in first, but he's tied for first now. Patrick Reed.
Oh, he came up.
Has had a nice day. A 3-under round and has moved up to 6 under par.
Nice.
Justin Rose is tied for third, just behind Rory McIlroy. He's tied with Christopher Rattan at 5 under. Jason Day also 5 under. So you got a star-studded leaderboard. Wyndham Clark is moved up 11 spots. He's 4 under. He's shooting a 4 under on the day. Terrell Hatton has a 6 under on the day. He's moved up in the tie for 6th, also at 4 under. A lot of guys right in that mix. Sam Burns, Tommy Fleetwood at 4 under. Brooks Koepka's lurking there at 3 under. Max Homa 2 under. Xander Schauffele 2 under. So interesting leaderboard there. Scotty Scheffler 2 over today.
Yeah,
he's dropped down to tied for 22nd. He's even par on the tournament.
He had himself a day.
Yeah, not the day he wanted. But he's still within striking distance. He's only back 6 shots. So we'll see how that develops over the weekend. But it is cut day at the Masters. We'll talk to Brian Taylor about that coming up, but I wanted to make sure that those of you listening had an update on the leaderboard, as several of those golfers still in their round 2 here in this afternoon at Augusta. All right, but let's get started. We want to get started with the Mammoth. We're going to hit them right at the top of the show here with the cut. Let's do it.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is What Made the Cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's official, baby. It's time to celebrate.
Where's the Martinelli?
Thank you, Britton Covey. Britton Covey's getting the party started. We got some Martinellis. We got some cool in the gang. And we got ourselves a playoff clinching victory. With an assist from the Anaheim Ducks, the Utah Mammoth have clinched their first ever postseason berth with the win over the Predators 4-1 and the Sharks' loss. It's official. The Mammoth, 2 years since almost the day that news broke they would be coming here.
That's right, yeah.
Have now locked up that playoff spot. So cool. Sly, you were there last night. You know, we talk about the atmosphere on here and everybody talks about how cool it is over there, but you got to feel it last night on a special night. What was it like last night?
Oh, it was absolutely electric. You know, from the jump, I was in the shop, shopping for stuff. I needed a hat because my hair was wild last night. But, you know, just the people that were in there, they were all ready to go hours before and the puck dropped, man. And it was great throughout. Packed house, the crowd, even in the corridor in between periods, was just electric. Everybody's just tuned in, locked in. Loved it. The crowd yelling at the goalie from the Nashville Predators, I was just dying laughing. We were just locked in. And when you got fan bases that are just locked in, I think it brings out the best in the players. But for me, the team just looked so dominant last night. Right, they were dominant from start to finish. I know we talked yesterday about the late starts, the slow starts, and then we come on. We didn't have a huge scoring start, but like the way that they played defensively and shutting out the Predators in the early periods was just absolutely awesome. These guys really took it to them, and just you felt that win last night. And then, of course, Anaheim took care of business and took out the Sharks for us. You know, right after that, with pretty much score. I think they were 5-1. In that score too. So clinching playoffs after 2 years, which we felt it, right? We felt like last year we're this close.
Yeah, 92 points last night. Last year came 4 points short of that final playoff spot.
Right.
And from the start this year, it felt like that was the goal and that they were going to make that happen. And so it all came to fruition last night.
Yeah.
And now there's more work to do.
Yeah. Can't get comfortable.
Celebrate the moment right now, but they still need to lock up that number 1 wild card spot. They don't want to settle for just any wild card spot.
Right.
They currently have a 5-point lead over the Los Angeles Kings. The Predators would have to actually, the Predators can't catch them for number one, but the Kings still can. And that's the team you have to watch. The Kings have 4 games left, so they could potentially pass the Mammoth. It's very, very unlikely, though. The Mammoth are in pretty good shape to hold on to that number one. The Kings do have an easy schedule down the stretch of this season. They do have the Edmonton Oilers on Saturday at home, which will be a challenge. But they finish on the road for 3, but they're at Seattle, at Vancouver, and at Calgary. But Utah is really looking good for that. Not only the playoff spot right now is clinched, they could clinch that number 1 playoff spot with one more victory and a Kings loss in their next game. So looking good right now for the Mammoth.
Oh yeah, man, and it's exciting for the city. I know we've been itching for it. We've been itching for a playoff position, and you know the price of the playoff tickets show it. it's going to be in high demand. It's definitely something that we all want and excited for. And hockey, man, I really felt like Salt Lake and Utah is a hockey place that's been missing. And, you know, since we got it last year and already this second year it's striving. And so hopefully here in the next 5 to 7 years we can, you know, hoist a Stanley Cup going down State Street here and really celebrate and bring NHL to Salt Lake the right way, man. This has been terrific. The team is strong. Logan Cooley's a beast. Keller's the perfect captain for this team. It's just Veggie's the best goalie, man. I love watching him. The skills, the quick eyes they have to have is really a masterful work, man. And so watching these guys out on the ice do their thing is something special, man. So different position for me from, you know, seeing in the fan perspective and being up there and being really able to enjoy all of these matches. But it's been terrific, man, and the Mammoths definitely deserve it, man, and hopefully they continue on here in these last 4 games of the season and trending in the right direction for playoffs.
Okay, so I just got on one of the – I won't say who – I won't give anybody some free advertising here, but I got on one of the secondhand ticket sales apps and checked out tickets. You guys have any guesses? Maybe you've already looked at what it would cost to get one ticket and get into the building for that first-round playoff.
Standing room only?
You can get tickets. What do you think they cost? And I'm talking
like high
where
up?
do you want to sit? And I'll tell you how much it's going to cost.
Okay, if we do the upper bowl, I'm saying maybe $120.
Not even close.
What?
No chance. You're not getting in.
So lower bowl's got to be like $700.
You don't even want to know what lower bowl is.
Oh, gosh. Don't hurt my heart.
So right now, the lowest I can see to get into the building is $206.
Whoa.
That's section 138, row 16. It's in the corner up way high. That's one ticket. So if you and somebody else wants to go, you can get in for about $420.
Wow.
Now, if you want to get even more crazy, like you can get row 25 for $645 a ticket.
I'm actually curious. What is it to be right behind the glass? Right by the glass. That's got to be like $1,500.
Let me shop for you. Oh my gosh. So row 19. I mean, that's not even by the glass. Let me see if I can get right up there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had row 19 right in the middle is $1,100.
Jeez.
Row 19, seats 9 and 10.
Hey man, well, we got to make the Mammoth make it worth it. The Mammoth got to make it worth it. I'm telling you, being at these hockey matches.
It's a new world we're in there.
Yeah, hockey matches are awesome, man. They're awesome. It's fun filled. As far as excitement, you know, with the back and forth, defense, offense, and so like as somebody watching the game, it's not like it's not slow. Right, it's fast paced. You can have a big first period, or you can have a big third period. Even going into overtime, those things are so exciting. That the Oilers game earlier this week was something special, man. And so like you could do a lot of things and make that memorable, especially I think the Utah fan base is huge with wanting to be like, hey, I was at our first home game. I was at our first inaugural season. I was at a game that first year. I was at this, I was at that. And so, like, these are impactful moments for Mammoth history that are going on right now. So, yeah, man, take advantage of those.
Absolutely. I mentioned it's almost the 2-year anniversary of the Mammoths move here. And I just was looking back, and it's just so incredible to see how quickly and swiftly this whole thing has come together. I spent a lot of time in this room talking about that experience when it was happening, watching it unfold, seeing some of the hints that this is a possibility, and seeing things about what was going on in Arizona, and the league had this problem, and Ryan Smith was ready to do something if he had an opportunity and was needed to. And it all just came together very quickly in a matter of about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And you remember the moment where the team flies into Salt Lake City and all these kids are there to greet them, and they come here to the Delta Center, and Liam O'Brien gets everybody fired up. And
yeah.
Just you look back on that moment, and that was 2 years ago, and now we're going to have Stanley Cup playoff hockey in this market. I never thought that was going to happen.
Insane.
And I'm getting old now and seen a lot of sports in this town, and that just was not something that I thought was ever going to be possible.
Right.
But in a matter of 2 years, not only is it possible, it is real. It is real. The Utah Mammoth are in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Your hockey team in the NHL right here in Utah is going to represent this state in one of the most incredible, intense, nostalgic tournaments in all of sport. The Stanley Cup. You have a chance to play for that. And are they going to win the Stanley Cup this year? Probably not. I don't think they're going to skip steps. Could they win a playoff series or two?
I think they can, yeah.
Yes. There's no reason why they can't. If they hold on to this number one wild card spot, I mean, I think it was Cole Bagley was accurate when he called the Pacific Division title race a pillow fight. Like, who wants to win that division? I don't know if anybody does. But you look at the standings, and the Mammoth have the same points as Edmonton. And I know they have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and it's the Oilers, and, they're going to have to go up to Edmonton and play that series if that's exactly what happens here, and that's not a given right now. I mean, the Ducks bounce back nicely, get a win. They're only a point back. The Golden Knights are a point back. Those teams have 3 games left to play. A lot of things can happen over the next week. It's going to be exciting to watch and see who the Mammoth's playoff opponent is.
Right.
We've never had that before. You're going to have a series where you go all in on learning about your opponent, and you're going to play that team over and over and over again. You hope it's only 4 times and you beat them, but the way things go in the NHL playoffs, probably going to be 6 or 7 games. And you're going to start to develop the potential of a rivalry in a series like that. These things are fun. They're new, and we haven't experienced it yet. And I'm so excited to experience it.
Yeah, we're all still learning the game. I'm still learning the game.
And that's totally fine. A lot of people are. And welcome to hockey if you're learning the game.
Right.
That's why this is so great. And this is why it's so important for the NHL to come into this market where you have millions of people along the Wasatch Front who we've had good minor league hockey for a long, long time.
Right.
My parents took me to a Golden Eagles hockey game when I was a baby. Like, there was hockey here for a long, long time. The Salt Lake Golden Eagles in the 80s were phenomenal. It was great entertainment. Played here at the Salt Palace. They won a lot. They won Kelly Cups back in the day. I'm old enough to know what a Kelly Cup is. And there's a tradition there. The Utah Grizzlies came here in the mid-90s, and the first year they were here, they won a championship. And they gave hockey fans here something to cheer for a long, long time. And it all set the stage for what we have right now, where it always has made sense that we have hockey here in Utah, Sly.
Right.
It's never made sense that we didn't have NHL hockey is what I'm saying. We've always had hockey. And for this to all happen right now and to see it all come together, it would be one thing if this team that came here was like some expansion teams in other sports where it took a while to get to that point. But to be here now with this talented lineup that's built to win for a decade to come.
Right.
now already have that chance. Fired up for it. Fired up for what's to come. The next month is going to be really special.
Yeah, I keep talking about April and this time. I think it's exciting, right? I really enjoy NBA playoffs. But you always had NHL playoffs and NBA playoffs going side to side, and I always chose NBA. I would choose NHL, because of how close we are now with the Mammoth and stuff like that. And it's just an exciting time to hear. I love what you said about we're built to build on this year, to go further and further each and every year. Our stars are 21 years old.
Sure.
It's awesome. Logan Cooley's 21 years old. These guys are built to make a run here with the Mammoth. So there's going to be some good hockey here in this town for a while now, man. And I'm truly, truly excited. The more we learn as fans, the more we get to get in it, and just seeing the atmosphere go up time and time again. This is just terrific, man. So hats off to the Mammoth for having such a great inaugural year last year, and then following that up with a playoff run this year, man. This is awesome, and hopefully they take it, man, and make the Stanley Cup playoffs exciting.
We've talked about goal differential, and, there's debate on whether or not that's really an important stat, but the Mammoth have won 5 straight now, and just over that 5-game streak, their differential's gone up plus 14.
Wow.
I mean, they're just they're not even just winning these games. The Oilers were a great challenge, obviously, going to overtime, but the other games, there's been some moments there where you're down and then you're up and all that, but that's typical in hockey. But the truth is, they're just dominating the competition right now. They have won 5, and they have won them soundly. Yeah. And now the trick for them is, I believe, to keep this momentum going. You want to take this momentum into the playoffs and get hot. You always see in all sports, a team gets hot at the right time. I think that if I remember right, the Vegas Golden Knights made it to the finals as an 8 seed. The Florida Panthers made it to the finals as an 8 seed. I guess the wild card 2 or whatever they are terming it right now. And there's a lot of debate in the NHL about this current playoff format. We don't care right now. We're in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and go, the commissioner sucks. He needs to do something about this.
Right.
We're too young and early into this.
We'll save
we
that
love
for
it all.
next year.
Yeah, we're not Montreal and Toronto markets. We're not gonna whine and complain about the playoff format today. We're gonna celebrate being in the playoffs. But the Mammoth have a chance to finish off this season strong. You've got the Carolina Hurricanes in town on Saturday. That's a great opportunity. An afternoon game, 3 p.m., a chance to play a Stanley Cup contender. And it would be easy to take the foot off the gas right now. But go beat Carolina on Saturday. Yeah. That's kind of like, I know you're not going to face Carolina in the playoffs unless you make it to the Cup. But go see how you stand right now against a team that could win it all, and put this 5-game win streak to the test in the way you're playing right now. Go do that and see how you do. And then you can end the season strong by finishing at Calgary, at home against Winnipeg and St. Louis. Take some momentum into this playoffs. Don't just hold on to that number 1 spot. Do it convincingly and be in top form when you get to the playoffs, because they're going to need to be. I'm telling you, as soon as this new season starts, it's a new season. The Stanley Cup playoffs are going to start new. And if the opponent is the Edmonton Oilers, that is a team that can flip a switch, a different switch in playoff time. They have been to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 straight years, and they still have basically the same roster as they've had in those 2 years. Obviously, the core of Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, and you don't want to have to go into the playoffs without that edge that they've already created. Take that with you, because you're going to need it against an Edmonton Oilers team or a Vegas Golden Knights team, or the Anaheim Ducks, who are also kind of in a similar situation as the Mammoth. They're going to be fired up to be there. Whoever one of those 3 teams wins that division, you got to be ready for them. And we'll see if they're ready when the playoffs come. But get these wins right now. Keep this thing rolling and maintain it. Whether you win those games or not, maintain this level of play, because this is the level of play that is going to be required in order for you to win a Stanley Cup playoff series.
I think that's the whole bout is fighting complacency here. Yeah, you made it to the playoffs. Exactly what you said. Don't take your foot off the gas, because you're ruining rhythm when you do that. You don't want to ruin your rhythm. So, and I can't wait to talk to Bear about that here coming up at 4. Like, this is going to be absolutely awesome to see, because the last few weeks we've talked to him about only controlling what you can control, right? And one thing I had to commend, the New England Patriots for all those years with Tom Brady there is understanding how to handle being on top, right? Understanding how to handle, being the person that everybody's gunning for right there and not being the underdog. And in doing that, and right now, the Mammoth right now, people are looking up at you because, you've secured your place. You're still 4 more games, but I would use that. How can I use that to catapult myself into these playoff Stanley Cup matchups? And so, yeah, man, this is going to be huge as far as coaching here in these last 4 games, and then these players understanding exactly the moment. It's not just another one of the 82 games. These is what's going to help me here in the playoffs.
As you mentioned, Sly, we're going to have the head coach, Andre Turney, join us for his weekly conversation coming up at 4 o'clock. So, Mammoth fans, you have that to look forward to. I'm sure he's going to be really excited to talk about the celebration as he now has to prepare for his first appearance in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's going to be he's got a lot of work to do ahead, and he's going to be focused on that, but I'm sure he'll be also take a moment to celebrate what has been accomplished, even though they have a lot of work left to do. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, Brian Taylor will join us live from the Masters from Real Golf Radio. Rory McIlroy is still atop the leaderboard, but he's got some company, and Justin Rose is right there behind him. We'll break that down next, coming up with BT on JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This 2026 Masters Update live from Augusta is brought to you by Copper Rock, where the pros play on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's not the real Masters sound, but it sure soothes the soul, doesn't it? Oh, yeah.
Did you see Chubb's nice white blazer? Playing the piano with his hands.
Just tap it in.
You got the automatic piano because he can put up both hands.
Right.
It'll still play.
So good. Yeah. So good.
Classics.
Oh, Brian Taylor's favorite movie, I'm sure. BT, Brian Taylor joins us live from Augusta. We're into round 2 of the Masters. Brian Taylor, you can hear him each weekend on Real Golf Radio right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. And it's brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, Mountain Land Supply, Black Desert Resort, and Hoops Vision Uinta Golf. Brian Taylor, it joins the show right now live. BT, how's it going in Augusta?
Oh, man, it is heating up right now. I mean, you like superstars. You like an exciting leaderboard. Heading into the weekend, this thing is getting really good right now.
It really looks good, and we got to start with Rory after that. His lowest Masters round since 2011. He gets the 67 in round 1. He's still doing it again. What are you seeing from Rory in these first 2 rounds of this tournament?
You know what I'm seeing is a much more relaxed Rory, one that is just not pressing, doesn't seem to be taking, the bad shots, to adding to the weight that was prior to him winning, building up on him and building up every single mistake, every single bad round, every single missed opportunity seemingly, right, over the years. And, he's got the flex, man. He's got his name on a locker in the champions locker room. He has a green jacket with his name on it. I mean, he is his caddy bib. His caddy overall coverall says number 1 because he's the defending champ. Like he is feeling so good right now, so relieved, and even though he's not maybe playing his best, he's able to play through it and make up for it. And case in point, 13th hole. Even ESPN replayed him hitting it into the water last year on the final round Sunday. Mm-hmm. And, he steps up and hits it absolutely perfect, 10 feet left of the hole, lets the slope feed it down to about 8 feet and rolls it in for birdie to get to 8 under par and to take a 2-shot lead with 4 to play. So, he's the guy to beat right now. There's a lot of great names up there challenging, but Rory's looking to join. And again, you got to look at history. Last year he made history winning the career Grand Slam. This year, he could make history joining Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Nick Faldo as the only players to win back-to-back Masters. So,
wow.
Pretty exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, can you talk about the pressure I want to know about the pressure, right? You know, golf is such a technical sport, right? And you got to be able to handle it. And, you know, I heard, I think it was Jordan Spieth, he was very upset about, no, it was Justin Rose. He missed a birdie and he was just fuming mad. But the pressure you have from this, Rory, yes, he won it last year. You're just talking about them replaying a miss that he had from last year. We'll talk about the pressure and having to play at the Masters and all the eyes being on you.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, right? Major championship golf. You know, they've always said there's golf and then there's competition golf. And then you might even say there's a next level, which is major championship golf. And then I suppose the pinnacle of that is the Masters and the pressure that comes with that. The interesting thing is, sure, all the majors are set up difficult. The tests are unique. USGA has the deep rough and the firm fast greens and all of that. But the Masters, you not only are you playing the golf course, which is kind of on a razor's edge. It looks wide open. It's not as wide open as it looks. You have to hit certain spots off the tee, into the greens, with the putter. But you're also chasing history. You're battling history. The chance to be immortalized into that champion's locker room and that green jacket club to, be able to come back the rest of your life for the champion's dinner on Tuesday night. Like, there's just so much that goes along with becoming a Masters champion. And so, it's immense pressure. And when you're trying to do it on this stage, this is the biggest golf tournament in the world. It's one of the biggest sporting events in the world, and these guys know it. They can feel it, and the Masters does the event right. It's one of those things when you show up, you just know you're at a special place. You just know it's a big event, and I don't think that's too dissimilar from some of the great arenas around the country. When you show up at the Rose Bowl, I think you just for the Rose Bowl, it means something. There's something there. So. I think pressure is, and everyone has different levels of pressure. Justin Rose is 45 years old, playing 45 years young right now, but there's pressure against Father Time for a guy like that. And then you've got others who are competing in their first Masters, and they're under the pressure that nobody's won in their first attempt since 1979. So there's all kinds of different kinds of pressure out there, and it's what makes it so exciting to see these guys perform and excel in spite of it.
Rory McIlroy with a 2-shot lead right now. Sam Burns finished his round. He's at 6 under. Patrick Reed made a jump today to 6 under, and Tommy Fleetwood as well. We already talked about Justin Rose at 5 under. How many of these guys, which of these guys, I don't know if you get to pick one, but based on what you're seeing so far, has the best chance to battle Rory for the title in this tournament?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, Patrick Reed's just early enough that, I probably would give him the edge just because, look, he's won twice. He left the LIV Tour. He's been playing on the European Tour. He's going to work his way back to the PGA Tour by earning status, which he basically already has. He won on the European Tour twice already early in the year. So we know he's in good form. He's, freed up to play normal golf, if you will. Again, I don't want to turn this into a LIV discussion, but he seems to be more comfortable. Yeah. And he doesn't have that sort of LIV sort of crosshair on his back when he shows up at these events like some of the other guys. And so he's already got a green jacket, so there's the pressure of not having to win his first, which obviously Burns is trying to become a first-time major winner. Fleetwood is trying to become just a second-time PGA Tour winner, let alone a first-time major winner. Jason Day has won a major, but it seems like a long time ago, 2015. And Wyndham Clark won the U.S. Open. But that's been a few years ago, and he hasn't done a whole lot since. Terrell Hatton has never won a major. So, this board this morning that was stacked with major winners still has a few up there, but there's some others that are kind of sticking their nose in there to try to claim an opportunity at history here. So, I'd say Patrick Reed right now. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood is going to be the people's champion. He always is, right? But and I think there's some sentimental reasons to root for Justin Rose and maybe even Jason Day. But I think Patrick Reed's probably the one that Rory's got to watch out for. And incidentally, the green jacket that Reed won, it was Reed and McIlroy in that final group. And there were some interesting words in the press conferences going into it, into Saturday night, and ended up being Reed getting the better of him that year.
Man, it's going to be exciting on Sunday to see the final
Yeah.
and how that's all going to come down. I know it's going to be pressure. It's going to be awesome. Can you talk about the crowd? We always tell stories. We've been telling stories all week about like how hard it is to even get into the Masters. A certain reserve list for people attending, and I saw a story today that DeChambeau hit somebody off the tee and gave him a signed ball. But what is the crowd like out there, and the vibe from people out there watching these guys?
Yeah, it's unlike anything, man. I mean, it really is. It's everybody that gets an opportunity to come here just has a different level of appreciation. There's so many people that are here it's a lifelong dream to get here and to be able to see the Masters, see Augusta National with their own eyes. And so there's that level of it. And then, of course, there's, all of the excitement and hype surrounding the tournament. People are experiencing the traditions. They're hearing the roars through the pines. Right. I mean, it's just, it's really next level stuff. And it's special. I haven't been to Wimbledon, but it feels like, I'm a casual tennis guy. I'll put that in a, just sports fan general. But when Wimbledon's on, you sort of like, there's something about it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Right. It's just, you kind of go, you know what, this seems different. And the French Open on the clay, that's unique, but it doesn't feel like it has the same prestige as a Wimbledon. I think that's what happens here. I just think even if you're a kind of casual golf fan, as a sports fan, you appreciate it. And hats off to Augusta in a lot of ways. They've really expanded their reach to the audiences. You got Jason Kelsey out there on the broadcast, of the par 3 contest. You've got Kevin Hardat, who's out there caddying, who was he caddying for? Yes, Bryson DeChambeau. So, there's a lot of unique kind of things that are drawing different eyeballs than what you would see week in, week out on the PGA Tour. And so I just think the experience, coming here, everybody wants to buy the merch. Everybody wants to, buy the concessions when you can get a sandwich and chips and a cookie and a drink for $10. They love that stuff. Everybody just eats it up, and it's just it's a great day, and the weather's perfect out here. So yeah, it's a fun thing. And by the way, without the phones, everyone's in sync.
Nice.
And that's a unique thing in our society, right?
Yeah.
So when someone does something, everyone's paying attention and they all cheer. It's not like someone's on their phone scrolling through the gram and all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, what happened? Yeah. So kind of cool.
Real quick before we cut you loose, looking at the leaderboard, Scotty Scheffler's not up there. What's been his issue? +2 right now, and does he still have any shot?
Yeah, I'd say he has a shot. He's even through 2 rounds, so he's currently 8 shots back. That's important because the biggest comeback from 36 holes by a winner is 8 shots. So currently right now, providing Rory doesn't, get it to 9 or further, you'd say he's right on that historical sort of precipice of still having an opportunity for a comeback. Scotty just doesn't seem to be fully sharp. Just seeing him, hitting shots and leaning a little bit, shots are just, and then like I mentioned earlier, if you're not hitting your spots, then, it can kind of make you look silly a little bit. It certainly makes it more difficult, and it just feels like it's been just a little bit difficult for Scotty. He just hasn't quite had the juice or the dust that he's had, for the last several years. So that said, I wouldn't put it past him. He's still the number 1 player in the world. He's got 2 green jackets. He knows how to win. A good round tomorrow puts him in the mix, and, he'll see what happens on Sunday.
What do you have for us on Real Golf Radio tomorrow?
Oh man, this is the hardest show to do because we have a whole week's worth of content to be able to try to get through in 2 hours, and we got player interviews. We caught up with both of the last 2 winners down at Black Desert on the PGA Tour that are playing this week in the Masters, and talked about their experience and how they're seeing the golf course and enjoying the opportunity to compete for a green jacket. We're going to hear from Justin Rose and McIlroy. Had a chance to ask him some questions, and then we sat down with a couple of our Golf Channel colleagues and visited with them about this week and some of the things that went on. John Rahm had a chance to ask him about the Champions Dinner and a Seve Ballesteros story that he'd never heard before. And I said, you got to share it with us. And he did. And so you'll hear that coming up as well. So we just got some fun things. The caddy will stop by. Man, if you love the Masters, tune in, get hyped up with us, and enjoy the weekend.
Looking forward to that, BT, and enjoy what should be an incredible a couple of days at Augusta. This is shaping up to be a classic, so enjoy it. Thanks again, Brian. We appreciate you.
Thanks, boys. Hey, thank you guys for the time and chance to talk Masters with you all week long. We enjoyed it, and we'll recap it with you hopefully on Monday.
You got it. Brian Taylor, Real Golf Radio. It's brought to you by Mountain American Credit Union, Mountain Land Supply, Black Desert Resort, and Hoops Vision and Uinta Golf. We got to take a break. Would you rather's next? JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
Listen, everybody! Real-life hypotheticals to get your brain churning. As JJ and Alex ask, would you rather?
Welcome back. Got 1 minute before we get out. We got to get to Bear Tourney here after the break. But before we do, I wanted to ask Sly. We had that conversation with Brian Taylor just a moment ago.
Yeah.
It came up, Masters, and then Wimbledon was tossed around. But that got me thinking, what would you rather attend? Like prime seating, whatever, Wimbledon or the Masters?
Oh, hands down, Masters. Masters is just iconic for all the reasons that BT was talking about, and the prestige, the nostalgia, the feeling, the openness and the crowds and the technique. I'm just all about it. Masters, hands down. It's just it's one of the premier sporting events in all of sports. He was talking about the Rose Bowl. You see the Rose Bowl, you see the Super Bowl, you see all the Masters is up on that level, man. And man, Masters, hands down.
Although a lot of celebrities are at Wimbledon. It's a pretty exclusive club there, too, as well. So, but you can't go wrong with either one of those great sporting events. All right, we got to take a break. Andre Tourney's next, right here on JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.